Wow.
Cool. So this is what I did in my summer vacation talk that I'm about to give. My name is Jeff Stern. I'm a PhD at the University of Michigan School of Information. 2 months in Ann Arbor. Love this town. Can't walk down Liberty without a smile on my face. Thank you, Ann Arbor. I do user experience design and research for learning technology products. These are some of the products that I'm working on. Bottom right is a project I'm currently working on called Breakcraft. It's a learning management system. It's been a ton of fun working on it at University of Michigan. But I had an identity crisis, right? I'm making this technology for classroom teachers and students, but shouldn't I experience what it's like firsthand to be a classroom teacher in earnest? So I met up with this organization called Girls Who Code, and I had a wonderful experience. This is my classroom of 21 high school girls. There I am, this is Pink Day. 7 weeks, taught them introductory computer science out in California, and it was by far the best summer I ever had. Just to give you some examples, I got to dance. You can see that's a visitor badge at Facebook where I met Sheryl Sandberg. My girls made cheesy computer science jokes that says Python and then a snake. There were so many donuts. I saw She's the Man for the first time. The movie is silly. But also the students were so talented. This is a piano that 2 of the girls created for a piano for deaf students, children. And as you play it, a visual with color lights up that's associated with each note so that they can also enjoy music. And they built that in the last week. So people have asked, what's the secret formula? Tough to see there, but it says there is no secret formula. But these are 4 things that work for us in our curriculum: legitimate exposure, interest-driven community building, and technical skill. So let's go through each of those 4 things. Legitimate exposure. We brought in people from the tech industry, women in the tech industry. We took them on field trips to Google and Facebook so that they could meet actual women and envision themselves in that kind of environment as computer scientists. Do you guys know how the AP Computer Science curriculum teaches 2D arrays? They use matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication. We taught them how to build 2048, which is far more in line with the interests of high school girls than matrix multiplication. We also celebrated a lot of birthdays. We played musical chairs, and having a collaborative community in that classroom really allowed the girls to feel like they were a part of a network and could get behind studying computer science. Also, our approach to technical skill is breadth first, depth second. We taught them a lot of things, and in the final week of the program, they had the opportunity to go into depth into one of those things for their final project. But giving them a wide array of exposure was important. This is the current issue of Glamour, where 2 of my students are pictured. I never opened up Glamour before, but it was so exciting to open up that magazine and see my students in there. You can't read this bottom thing, but it says Prachi no longer thinks that becoming a politician is the best way to create change. How awesome is that? She wants to do computer science. It was a great experience for them, but it was just as good of an experience for me. Every experience that I had as a practitioner is going to inform my work as a researcher. So in some ways, I was kind of doing research this entire time. This is my 15 seconds to breathe. But I do have this idea, and I want to share it with you. It's a new idea. I want to get some feedback on what you think of it after the talk. I'm calling it embedded user research. It's a methodology in which a researcher becomes a practicing member of a community. Practicing member, like a teacher, with the intent to understand participants, develop empathy, and inspire design for that community. If any of you guys have seen the show Undercover Boss, it's kind of like what they do on that show. It's a boss of a big top of the company goes in and works as a low-level employee so that he can really understand and build empathy with with these employees in his company and create better solutions for them by embedding themselves in that community. Maybe you're making a social media website for vegetarians. You could interview vegetarians, you could survey them, or you could become a vegetarian. See what it's like to really be a vegetarian, and maybe that will help you inspire design for your VegYouTube website. Maybe you're building a navigation system for people exploring the Amazon or exploring South America. Don't just survey them, go on your own adventure. Yes, this is a more time-consuming process. This is more expensive. But spending 7 weeks as a teacher at Girls Who Code has been far more motivating for me in my own work than reading any number of books, conducting any number of interviews, or doing any number of surveys. Building that empathy was really important, and I would love to hear if embedded user research, or whatever you want to call it, could work for you in your own practice. Why not? My email, Jeff Stir, there's no N, it's just Jeff Stir. That's my email. Thank you guys.